I want to now do a message to Cyril directly. Cyril, you are going to end up on the wrong side of history, and you know it. You're going to get fired because you ain't loved anymore. What I would like you to do, Cyril, is resign today from the ANC. Say you woke up this morning and you realized this country is on the wrong path, you've made mistakes, you're going to admit it, and you will potentially be a winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, the next Mandela. You will be a hero and your legend will live forever. But you need to do it now, and you will be followed by Enoch Gonatwana and other people.
From allegations of sealed documents and backroom deals to shocking revelations by Rob Hersov, the truth about Cyril Ramaphosa's presidency is unraveling. Is his leadership about public service or serving private interests? And why is he paving the way for a female successor in 2027? Let's dig into the explosive details of the scandals and succession plans shaping South Africa's future. Welcome back to Inkari, It's Time, where we tackle South Africa's most pressing political and social issues. Today, we're diving deeper into Cyril Ramaphosa's presidency, one that is mired in controversy, backroom dealings, and political survival. From the sealed CR17 documents to the allegations of bribes involving David Mabuza, and even Rob Hersov's recent revelations about the Ramaphosa's succession plans. This story has layers that need unpacking. Let's explore what's really going on behind the scenes. Rob Hersov's revelations, Ramaphosa's succession plans. In a revealing interview on Sizwe Mpofu Welsh's podcast, Rob Hersov, a prominent businessman with insider knowledge, claimed that Ramaphosa has a strategy to appoint a woman as his successor in 2027. Hersov's statement raises questions about whether this is a genuine attempt to empower women in leadership or a calculated move to secure his faction's grip on power. Interestingly, Hersov himself admitted to facilitating funds for Ramaphosa's rise to the ANC presidency, shedding light on how big business has shaped political outcomes in South Africa.
So you're someone who knows a lot about what's happening in South African politics. Someone who gets information from diverse places, and people probably be quite surprised with who you know and have on WhatsApp. Yeah. Anything that you're able to share with us that you think might be happening?
I do. So everyone knows that 2026, 2027, the municipals, which by the way are going to happen in February 2027.
Interesting.
Everyone's saying it's 2026. It's February 2027.
I learned that one from you actually with Alec. Yeah. Because the law allows it to go beyond 90 days, which would be February 27. Or up to.
And the other thing in 2027 is the ANC elective conference.
It's going to be a big year here.
Now, I believe that Cyril can stand again. He can. Did you know that?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. Yeah.
But
as ANC president.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want Paul Mashatile, Lessufi, and I think it was Ronald Lamola who was in the running in those days. He wants to have a female replace him as president, and he has two ladies in mind.
Wow.
And I don't know their names yet, but I'm going to find out.
My goodness. I think something tells me Kumbudzo and Javeni is one of them, because she's in the presidency.
Yes. Probably. That's a very good guess.
I'm hearing an increasingly powerful figure as well, because she runs intelligence as well. So that, and she was a big part of his campaign.
Yeah.
So if I were to guess, that would be one of the names. Wow. So the succession planning is well underway.
Yeah.
2027 is going to be a massive year for our country then, because we're going to have an election at the beginning and the ANC conference at the end.
And that's what I say to people. I say, we're okay till then.
Yeah, but who knows?
The abyss reappears.
Yeah.
CR17, sealed documents and big business influence. The infamous CR17 campaign funding scandal remains one of the most contentious issues of Ramaphosa's presidency. Despite repeated calls for transparency, the documents detailing how big business funded his campaign remain sealed. Critics argue that this secrecy undermines public trust and fuels speculation that corporate interests dictate government decisions. This raises a critical question. How much of Ramaphosa's leadership is beholden to those who finance his rise to power? And who really benefits from his presidency? Ordinary South Africans or wealthy elites?
It seems as though he knew some of the runnings of the campaign. Can you take us through what the nature of that evidence is that brought you to those conclusions?
That relates then to the monies which were paid into these accounts, because the money from Bosasa was paid into EFG2. So now the EFG2 account was used to then transfer all the monies out to either Reatenda trust account or to the this linked environment account. Now the evidence we have before even requesting him to provide additional evidence, because he was saying he said, I don't want to know what's happening, and even the campaign's team was saying we were not going to disclose anything. But strangely, he attended the dinners. He addressed the donors. So there's correspondence, email from the campaign's managers to him about the monies which needs to be transferred to the Cyril Ramaphosa Foundation.
So there's correspondence actually linking the money flow with the the deputy president at the times.
Now he was now a president.
By then.
Yes, some of the transactions happened after he was the president, because some started in 2016 December, others started January 2017. Well, to February 2018. In fact, I'm not sure whether he was now the president, but then the movement of monies happened between 2016 December and February 20. Some of the accounts February 2019. But also there is information where they were saying to him, "Can you approach so and so, for donations and yeah."
When I asked the question, I wasn't even at that point worried about campaign donation, and in many ways still not worried about campaign donation. When I asked the question at that point, you'll recall a few weeks before that, or a few months before that, we just had a commission on correctional services, on the Inspector General. Arthur Fraser was moved into some corner by this president who was promising a new dawn. And correctional services was adjudicating many contracts that go to Bosasa. And now suddenly to get a candidate who, in the model, you get connected business people who buy a leader, who then the net effect gives them back contracts through the state. When the information came to say, but this man's son is there doing business with the same company, it was already alerted the issue to say you cannot maintain this triangle. It was not, and it was roundly condemned under the Zuma years when people used to say Ubabaga Tutuzana. And I found it strange that when it was Ubabaga Andile, there was suddenly a toning down. So we must go into that discussion, because if we can get through why were these contracts issued in the first place, what were they for, and you'll remember then it then became a question of Andile coming back saying these contracts were consulting services, which is a weird amount. And then furthermore, the president then coming out to say this was campaign financing, which when you then follow the rest of what happens, you can realize that the initial suspicion, which is about how do you maintain that contract, connected business people by senior politicians who adjudicate contracts and money. And so long as the triangle keeps working, then we can keep the facade of running the government. But in fact, it becomes a scheme.
The role of CR17 and big business in Ramaphosa's rise. One of the most shocking allegations surrounding Cyril Ramaphosa's presidency is that David Mabuza, then ANC deputy president, was bribed by big business to cross the floor and support Ramaphosa's bid for the ANC presidency in 2017. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Ramaphosa's main rival in the leadership race, was gaining significant momentum. However, Mabuza's sudden switch of allegiance reportedly secured Ramaphosa's narrow victory. This alleged deal has sparked outrage, with many questioning the legitimacy of Ramaphosa's leadership and the pervasive role of money in ANC politics. At the center of this controversy lies the CR17 funding scandal. The identities of those who financed his campaign remain hidden in sealed documents, but critics assert that big business poured substantial funds into his rise, ostensibly to protect their interests. The allegations surrounding Mabuza's support further reinforce the narratives of external forces influencing ANC leadership. These claims depict Ramaphosa as a leader who ascended to power not through party loyalty or grassroots support, but via a network of powerful elites and financial backers.
To name politicians but not business people.
I'm tired of saying, when's Adrian Gore going to stand up and say the ANC is a disaster and Cyril has let us down? And I'm tired of, he's a business hero, and he's not evil. He's not a bad guy. He's just wrong,
Right.
And he's probably not very happy with me, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we can make up one day. And others. So there we go. There's your name. And there's no question that a very close friend of mine, Johan Rupert, did give, I'm convinced he supported Cyril for the right reason, so that David Mabuza would cross the floor and Cyril would be in charge. But I think Cyril's blown all his political capital with those sort of people. They're not going to support him anymore. But where's ABSA? Where's Standard Bank? Where's FNB? Why aren't they standing up? Well, when you look at the board of directors, and they're friends of mine then, Kunku Sawazi, great guy. I think he's on the board of one of those banks or MTN. Right. He's still probably thinking, oh my God, my mum was saved by the ANC. How am I going to reject them? He's got to stand up and say, enough's enough. Sela Moloko, I love him. He's got to stand up, enough's enough. They're all sitting on those boards. Paul Henratti, he's got to say, enough's enough. Publicly, those boards.
But a lot of those guys on boards, they were blessed by the politicians to be on those boards. I mean, if the ANC, Luthuli House, were to say to Standard Bank or to Nedbank or any other bank, look, you have these very problematic people on your boards, we can't work with you, because they also depend on government contracts, right? So you're going to remove them. Look at what happened to Sipho Pityana. The minute you start speaking out against corruption in government, you're out, and people misunderstand.
Too late. Sorry, you spoke out. You're brave. I
spoke out. Look at where
you lost deals and opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
It's cost me millions. I can tell you specifically how. But it's no excuse anymore to hide in the shadows like these boards of directors, these big companies are doing. It's no excuse anymore to say business and politics shouldn't mix, because it's already mixed.
Sure.
I don't want to pick on
Ramaphosa's presidency, a case to the black majority. Critics argue that Cyril Ramaphosa's rise to power, allegedly driven by a network of powerful elites and financial backers rather than party loyalty or grassroots support, has had devastating consequences for South Africa's black majority, particularly the poor. Under his leadership, rising unemployment, worsening inequality, and crumbling public service have left many feeling betrayed by a president who was expected to uphold the ANC historic commitment to the poor. Further allegations that his decisions are heavily influenced by white monopoly capital have only deepened the perception that Ramaphosa is disconnected from the struggles of ordinary South Africans.
Helen Ziller have revealed that President Cyril Ramaphosa has been planning secretly with the DA, the so-called Government of National Unity. And Mashaba have confirmed that GNU, it's something that started way back in 2018, and that is why he had to leave DA. But please listen to this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It really appears to me that the whole idea behind the formation of the multi-party charter is to actually mislead society to think that we want to really add a new alternative. For us as a nation to succeed, we need to be candid with ourselves. We need to be honest with ourselves. This is not the government of national unity. I think by calling this grand coalition, we call it the government of national unity. That way we start making a mistake, because this is not a government of national unity. Government of national unity happens in an environment where all parties are invited to participate, and those like Action SA decline. That is what you can call the government of national unity. This is a grand coalition conceived far back as 2018. It's not something that just really started by yesterday because of MK. It started already back in 2018, proceeded in 2019 when I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, and you know the background as to why I left. And you know, and I've always tried to maintain throughout the period and the existence of the multi-party charter about the trust deficit amongst the political parties that I felt, and I was unapologetic in.
The shadow of scandals, from Bosasa to Palapala. The Bosasa scandal continues to haunt Ramaphosa, with allegations that the company funneled money into his CR17 campaign. Bosasa's deep entanglement in state contracts raises serious ethical concerns about the integrity of his leadership. The Palapala saga further tarnished his image. Allegations of undeclared foreign currency found on his farm and the secrecy surrounding the investigation have left many questioning whether Ramaphosa is as clean as he claims to be. Together, these scandals paint a picture of a leader struggling to distance himself from corruption while being accused of benefiting from it. What does this mean for South Africa's future? Ramaphosa's presidency is increasingly seen as a game of survival, with factional politics, corporate influence, and scandal dominating the narrative. His reluctance to step down, despite calls from within the ANC, and his alleged plans for a female successor in 2027, suggest a long-term strategy to maintain his faction's dominance. But what does this mean for ordinary South Africans? While political elites maneuver for power, the country continues to face rising unemployment, failing service delivery, and growing inequality.
Cyril is 100% part of the problem. 100%. And everyone knows it. He pretends to be a reformer. He managed to get a whole lot of business people to back him last time round with the threat of the RET group, and they were conned into backing him. They're not going to back, most of them are not going to back him again this time.
Well, you see, he has said, the police wanted him to testify against me, I think in Muntu, and so he says, they put pressure on him to testify on me. Now the thing is this, the police will not want you to testify against somebody unless you have said something incriminating about that person. Now, he said that himself. He says, no, they wanted me to testify against. So he's really conceded, because what I wanted is that he did say to them that we put communist ideas in his head, and this is what they wanted him, among other things, to go and testify about. We read the statements because our lawyers, after the state case was closed, they advised us to ask for the statements made by our core detainees, because they believe that there might be things that they have said which we can.
Ramaphosa's presidency has become a lightning rod for controversy, secrecy, and corporate influence. From Rob Hersov's insider revelations to the CR17 sealed documents and allegations of bribery, The true story of Ramaphosa's rise and leadership is a web of power, money, and political survival. South Africa deserves better. What do you think? Should Ramaphosa step aside, or is he still the right leader for the ANC and the country? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching Inkari It's Time. If you found this discussion thought-provoking, please like this video and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of South Africa's political landscape. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's keep this critical conversation going. Together, we can navigate this journey towards a better South Africa. Thank you for watching and take care.